Okay, guys, back at you. I want to give you sort of a big cheat sheet, so to speak, for your review of graphing linear equations, which is going to be considered a test. It falls right after 3.5 and before 3.6. So this is going to sort of be like chapter 1, test 1. I'm sorry, chapter 3, test part 1. And I just kind of want to quickly walk you through it, kind of your video cheat sheet. Numbers 1 through 6, the directions say write the generalized equation. If you flip back over to page 112, there's a nice little chart there that kind of walks you through what the equation is for each line. Totally helping you out on that one. But it is to your benefit to really memorize these. So flip back and really try to put this to memory when you're writing in the generalized equations for each of the hints that it gives you in 1 through 6. But you should be able to do that on your own. Number 7 through 15, you're going to graph the line. Okay, so all things are going to have a graph. You're going to have an XY plane like this, and you're going to have to put the information on there. In order to graph your line, you want to get it to y equals mx plus b. So you want to make the current equation, like for example, number 7, 9x minus 3y equals 0. You want to get that into a y equals mx plus b form. So just move over your 9x. And once you have the 9x over, then you have a negative 3 equals negative 9x plus 0. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. Here you're going to end up with a y equals 3x plus 0. So this is like saying your slope is 3 over 1 and your x-intercept is actually at 0, 0. Because we already know that your y-intercept is at 0, 0. We already know the x is a 0. So I'm going to plot my 0, 0 first. That was easy. 0, 0. And then I'm going to rise 3 and I'm going to run 1. So rise 1, 2, 3, run 1. Rise 1, 2, 3, run 1. Rise 1, 2, 3, run 1. And all I have left to do is literally just graph my line. So I'm going to try my best to take my through here. And my line is y equals 3x plus 0. And that is all you need to have for number 7. So 7 through 15 is literally just graphing your line. Okay, that's simple. 16 through 19, you're going to use, it says find the slope of the line defined by each pair of points. So for number 16 through 19, you're going to do the business where we said m equals rise over run. And then you said y sub 2 minus y sub 1 equals x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And you have 2 points, like so for number 16, you've got point 1, which is a negative 1, 4. And then you have point 2, which is a negative 1, negative 5. So here's y sub 2, here's x sub 2, y sub 1, and x sub 1. So I'm going to say negative 5 minus 4, and then negative 1 minus a negative 1. So I end up with negative 5 minus 4, which is going to be a negative 9. And this becomes a plus. So negative 1 plus 1 is going to be a 0. Now, do you remember what happened when we said 0 was on the bottom? And 0 on the bottom is undefined. So your answer for that one is actually undefined. D-E-F-I-N-D-E-F-I-N-E-D, undefined. Okay, that's your answer. Sorry, it's kind of wiggly. But you're going to use the same method for every single one of the problems 16 through 19. So that should help. And you don't have to graph anything. You just find the slope. Now you'll find what m equals. That's what you're looking for. M equals whatever it is. You can hit pause or you can say with me, either one. 20 through 25 says graph each line using the intercepts. So for 20, when you have this line, 2/3 x plus 1/2, 1/2 y equals 4. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make x equals 0, and you're going to solve the problem. And you're going to end up with a y equals something. And then that point is going to be 0 and whatever y equals. Then the next thing that you're going to do after you do that is you're going to make y equals 0. And you're going to end up with an x equals something. And then it's going to be whatever that something is and 0. And you're going to draw a graph, and you're going to put those points on the line and then just draw a line to connect them. I'm not going to help you any farther on that one because I want to see if you can remember that one yourself. That's 0 through 23. Then for number 26, 27, and 28, you have to identify the slope and the y-intercept and of each equation and graph the line. So you have to identify it and then graph. So 26 is already set up as y equals 2/3 x minus 5. So you need to say, what does Elm equal? Okay, and then you need to say, what is the y-intercept? What does that equal? Then you need to draw a graph, and you'll start by plotting this point here, whatever the point of the y-intercept is going to be, which will be 0 something, whatever that y-intercept is. And then you'll do a rise over run with your Elm value, your slope, and then you'll literally just connect the line and then label the line with this. And that's how you're going to solve that problem for 26 and 27. And then the very last section, 29 through 37, says write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. So this is the very last thing that we just did, our last lesson. And remember, slope-intercept form, if you want to just look back over to page 113, is y minus y sub 1 equals Elm times x minus x sub 1. Okay, so you want to get the information that they give you for 29 through 37 into this form. So we know that the slope here is a -4 because it tells us, and the y-intercept is a 0, 2. So we know this is y1 and this is x1. So all you need to do is just drop this information in. Put this in for your Elm, okay? Put this in for your y sub 1. Put this in for your x sub 1. And it says write the equation in a slope-intercept form. So when you get all the way finished, you want it to look like this. Oh no, that is slope-intercept. So all you have to do is just literally drop it into the slope-intercept form. Let me see how far they want you to clean it up here. You only have to, yeah, at the very, very end, you're going to do this. So the very end, you're going to end up having, oh, you know, I had you set it up in point. All you have to do, I'm sorry, scratch all that. All it wants you to do, I'm making it even more complicated. You could have done it like that, but all it wants you to do is do slope-intercept. I was thinking it was point slope. So all you have to put it in is y equals Elm x plus b, which you could take the long way that I just did, or you could say that the Elm is your, it says -4 on this one. Elm equals -4. So I could just drop in here a -4. I could put it over 1, put my x, and my y-intercept equals 0, 2. So this is my b, so plus 2. So the final answer for this is just y equals -4 over 1x plus 2. That was even easier than I was showing you the first time. So you literally just have to drop it into your y equals mx plus b. So there you go. That's your little cheating sheet for your review, which is also going to be considered your test. I think we can do it. I'm certain that you'll be fantastic at this. If you have any problems, shoot me an email.